Welcome back to another take on personal leadership with myself, Nick Phillips, and the man across from me, Tim Marsh. The last couple of episodes, Tim, we've talked through this concept of above the line, below the line thinking. So we're also going to assume that all of our viewers have watched those episodes and that now we've introduced the concept to our team.
Yep.
Today we want to talk about some strategies around how we can actually embed the use of the concept, and I guess on two fronts. Make it a part of the routine and the momentum of your team, but as well, get that honest input and I guess the trust from your team members to use the tool appropriately. So Tim, what's front of mind for you on that?
Firstly, it's going to take time. So you've put a concept out there, you've explained why, and you're dealing with people who in the past maybe have been upfront, as an example, about how they're feeling or where their headspace is, and they've been cut to shreds. So you're going to have some people who are going to hang back a little bit. So just mindful of that.
Makes sense.
There's also some other people who desperately want to be seen to be doing the right thing and will jump into it but maybe not understand it. So you're going to juggle all of those components in this piece that we're talking about today. So first and foremost, the why is what you introduced in the beginning is what you need to keep reiterating all the way along. So it keeps clear so people can't start to misinterpret that this is about keeping the boss happy or about being seen to be the right person or whatever it is. It's actually, hey, ultimately we're coming back to, we're going to be at our best when we're above the line. And if we stay below the line, we're not going to be at our best, both individually and collectively. So however you want to word it, that something in that context needs to be a consistent part of the conversation. Some of this is also about modelling. It's enabling people to be able to see that what happens when I am below the line, or what happens when I am above the line. What's the consequences? What's the, not just the feedback, but where do I fit in the dynamics of the team? So your team might be maybe more below the line than above the line. And so the people who start to poke their heads up above the line might feel ostracised a bit in that process. So this whole thing is starting off very gently. It's enabling people not as a collective to do it first. You want to be working one-on-one with people. So checking in with people every day to saying, hey, in a very informal sense, how are you going today? Are you feeling above the line or below the line today? And really listening and enabling them to get that feel for, I've just said below the line and what's the consequences? Have you jumped down my throat straight away? Or have you started to understand that a bit more? So your first embedding piece is more likely going to work when it's one-on-one.
Right, okay. That makes sense. Yep, and I suppose important point you made there was that it's not only those in your team that report below the line, it's actually as well could be affecting people that are way above the line and not wanting to, I guess, show that.
Yeah. So one of the best questions you can ask after you've said something to the effect of, hey, where are you on, above the line, below the line today? The best question you can ask is, so tell me more. And just shut up and just listen.
Yes.
Because that's where the detail starts to come. So is someone saying they're right above the line, I've got it all sorted and everything's great and there's all these other idiots around me and you start to get a context of, do they really understand the concept? Do they understand the why? And are they actually being honest with themselves? You'll very quickly pick up there's some people who get it and they've got a real sense of purpose with its use. And it's not to shoot other people down or to escalate themselves as being more important. They'll get it that it's about the self-awareness piece and this choice piece. And then there's those other people in those different zones. And how you work with them, there'll be different pieces, but if you've got someone who's saying, I'm really below the line at the moment, what a perfect answer to say, hey, tell me more about it. Because it allows them to unpick, and being good at asking questions is going to be a key part of understanding why are they below the line? What's going on in their world? It might mean that they just need some time and it's okay to have that time and you give permission to do that. Or it might mean that there's something more serious there going on and there's other support mechanisms that we need to put into place. It's not assuming that someone's below the line needs help. It's just assuming that there's always a story behind it. So there's that, and then for people who are above the line all the time, and saying they're extremely above the line, there's a challenge in that too, because there's a lot of conscious energy that you use when you're above the line. And that will come at a cost at some point too. So people
burnout.
Actually, and people actually need to know that it's okay those people who say they're always above the line, they probably haven't had it modelled that it's okay sometimes to slip below. Because that's not a sign of weakness, or it's not that you're a problem, or that you're a weak link if you do that. It's actually you're human. And I think the human part in this is an important part of the conversation to have. So that's at an individual sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you go to team, once you get a sense of your team, hey, I think they're starting to grasp this concept, then you can start to introduce it as a team thing. But once again, it's being very mindful of when you introduce it, it's not to have the team separate themselves of there's the group that's below and there's the group that's above.
Which might happen at the beginning, right?
Yes, yeah. So you have to be absolutely focused and have them focused on this is about the more aware we are of where we are, the more likely not only can you as an individual make a decision about what you do with that opportunity, but also the people around you. So if they know you're below the line right at that time of day, then they can make some more informed decisions about how they approach you, the questions they ask, and what they do.
Language, yep.
Yeah. So it's a flexing almost. You can put it into the flexing piece. But over time, where you want to be able to go to is it being part of regular conversations, because it's a check-in piece every time, and it could be a physical, stand somewhere on. Here's a line, stand on the floor. Where are you now? Or a marker on a wall or something. But it's the analysis of it as a team that then becomes important. So it's not John's useless because he's always below the line. It's, hey guys, we can see a pattern here today. We've got a couple of people below. We've got majority above. What does that tell us about what we can, maybe put into our day today?
Or help manage, I guess, what to put in or to take out, or to divvy up between others in the team.
But as a supervisor, that's if I've got more accurate information about where my people are. Once again, I'm not going to go straight away to the below the line people and try and solve their problems. It's an awareness I'm going in to understand. And for those people who are above, and it's the same concept all the way along, as a line manager, we have an opportunity and a responsibility to reinforce the behaviours we want to continue to see and redirect the ones that we don't. So when we might be having a conversation with a person who's below the line on a regular basis, but they're actually starting to take steps with their awareness to try something different, even if it's not working. We're trying to reinforce that with them. Same as an above the line person who's always above the line is having conversations with them and enabling them to see that it's okay to be below the line sometimes, and what their strategy is to get back up becomes part of my more regular conversation piece, rather than what have you got on today and what what haven't you done and what should you do, and it's an element on top of the operational discussion which actually goes hand in hand. As a line manager, I'm more aware of where my people are, and we've got strategies that are starting to work. The next real step is enabling the team to start to understand that when the majority of the team is above the line and working towards being above the line, of what that impact is on the business. So it could be that simply everyone's just that bit happier. Or it could be that people are feeling less stressed, or that they're being more productive, or that they're hitting targets, whatever it is, but it's enabling the team. This is the real sustainment, is where people understand the concept of self-awareness and action on self-awareness, and the collective of the value that it brings back to a team.
Very interesting. All right, so 7-day commitment for everyone.
If people have started to introduce it, it's just thinking, what's my next step? Is it that I need to block some time in the next 7 days to follow up with individuals and start to check in and check my understanding of where they are?
And have those conversations,
That might be there. And if you've already started that, then it's what's my first step in starting to embed this more as a team rather than at an individual level.
Very good. All right. Thank you, Tim.
No problem.
That was another great episode of another take on personal leadership. We will see you in the next episode.